Welcome to our instructional video series, the first of many to come. In this video, we're going to ask the question, what is an SSD drive? But before we can even get to that point, we first need to take a look at traditional storage technology still in use today. The traditional hard disk, also known as hard drive or hard disk drive, is a device that stores via electromagnetically charged surface vast amounts of information. It's a rotational device that requires heads to skim along the surface but never really touching it to both read and write large amounts of data. This is common in today's computers. Hard drives come in many different sizes, the most common being 3.5, 2.5, and 1.8 inches. They also come in external models, which can be plugged in via either USB or external SATA ports. It must be pointed out though that while other connection options do exist, these are the two most popular. Solid-state drives, also known as SSD drives, while performing the same job functionality as traditional spinner hard drives, store their data in a completely different manner. Solid-state drives store data permanently on interconnected flash memory chips that have the ability to retain data even when the power is turned off. There are no moving parts on a solid-state drive. Much like traditional hard drives, solid-state drives come in varying size and formats, the most popular of which is the 2.5-inch drive size. Now it's time to examine the major differences between traditional hard drives and solid-state drives, in particular, how they affect the consumer of said products. Let's get started, shall we? Presently, solid-state drives cost more per gigabyte than traditional hard drives. For example, a 500 gigabyte traditional spinner drive will cost anywhere between 1/4 and 1/6 that of an equivalent capacity solid-state drive. This, though, does not tell the whole story. The price of solid-state drives has been dropping rapidly, while the price of traditional hard drives has stayed stagnant for a number of years now. It is actually predicted that eventually solid-state drives' cost per gigabyte will drop lower than that of its traditional counterpart. While price parity based on capacity has yet to be reached, SSDs hold a number of advantages over traditional spinner drives, the first of which is vastly improved performance. SSD drives right out of the box perform 4 to 6 times faster than the fastest traditional spinner hard drive. On top of all of this, SSDs also consume less power than traditional spinner drives, making them ideal for mobile applications, not just the desktop. Raw sequential read and write speeds are not the only way that solid-state drives improve significantly over traditional spinner hard drives. Seek time and disk latency are also vastly improved for solid-state devices. Seek time is measured and defined as the amount of time it takes for a hard drive's read head to find the physical location of a piece of data on the disk, while latency is the average time for the sector being accessed to rotate into position under the head after a completed seek. By any measure, both of these elements are significantly improved with a solid-state drive as compared to a traditional spinner hard drive. Clearly, the performance advantage that SSD drives have over their traditional spinner hard drive counterparts is readily apparent. And, as a bonus, because of the complete lack of moving parts, SSD drives also enjoy an advantage in terms of physical durability. The NAND flash memory that make up modern SSDs does have one weakness, and that is that this type of flash memory has a limited amount of writes that can be applied to it in its lifetime. Various algorithms used by different manufacturers, such as over-provisioning, have removed any issue with respect to this reality. And for common PC loads, even heavy PC loads, data reading and writing, a modern solid-state drive should last the user many, many years. In order to bridge the gap between traditional spinner hard drives, which enjoy a low cost per gigabyte, and modern solid-state drives, which enjoy a massive performance improvement over those traditional spinner hard drives, some manufacturers have come up with the hybrid drive concept. In essence, what this is you have a traditional spinner hard drive mated to a smaller SSD, which in turn will act as a kind of quote-unquote super cache, improving performance when combined with certain drive algorithms for data throughput. While it can be seen that these are an improvement over traditional spinner drives, they still do not reach the level of performance of modern solid-state drives on their own. So, in the end, what is the best way to use an SSD drive? Well, there are a few answers to this, and it depends on how you go about your daily computing activities. While it may seem that SSD drives are pitted in a war against traditional spinner drives, they can be used together in concert to create a very satisfying computing experience. The first approach is to use SSDs exclusively in your computing environment. This is the maximum performance approach. Keep in mind that the cost per gigabyte for SSDs is still significantly higher than traditional spinner hard drives. But if your storage needs aren't over the top, this may be the approach that will give you the most satisfying computing experience in terms of raw performance. The combined approach has gained lots of popularity, and for good reason. An SSD drive is employed as the boot drive, which has the operating system installed on it. A spinner drive of a much larger capacity is used for storage of data, files, and whatnot. In this way, the user can get both the advantages of a fantastically fast SSD drive and the large capacity of a traditional spinner drive without sacrificing much in the way of overall performance. Clearly, modern solid-state drives enjoy a significant performance improvement over traditional spinner hard drives. They are highly recommended to look into and consider seriously if an upgrade is warranted or as a replacement for a failed spinner hard drive in any system, whether it's mobile or desktop. We hope that you have both enjoyed and found very useful this instructional video from Silicon Nubian. This is the first of many planned, and we look forward to your comments, critiques, and observations in the Silicon Nubian YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll be with you soon again. Take care.